Hello and welcome to this deep dive YouTube training. I'm super excited because actually we're going to be diving into the future of YouTube. 3 shifts you must make now to survive and thrive going into 2026 on YouTube. My name is Sean Cannell, founder of Think Media Podcast and Think Media. We actually just did a big event called YouTube Jumpstart, but this is sort of like a deeper training that we didn't even cover during that event. So if you lock in for the next 20 minutes, I think there's going to be a lot of tactical information. And then this is also going to be a Q&A stream. What's working on YouTube right now? Ask me anything. We have a few surprises. And if you're on the replay, shout me out, replay fan, where you're watching from. But one of the things that Gary Vaynerchuk said at our recent Grow with Video Live virtual summit is that he said the current landscape of social media requires more rigor. You might have noticed that competition is fierce on YouTube. YouTube announced that over 20 million videos are uploaded every single day to the YouTube platform. That's a lot. That's crazy. That's overwhelming. 20 million. But it's still possible to stand out. And I actually have 3 shifts. I actually think these are the 3 most significant levers that you can pull to start getting views, subscribers on YouTube if you're starting a brand new channel or you're trying to kind of break through right now. And so let's talk about the 3 shifts to win on YouTube going into 2026. Number 1, master video packaging or get ignored. Master video packaging or get ignored. What is video packaging? It's the topic, title, thumbnail, and hook. That's the first 30 seconds of trust. What is video packaging? This is actually sitting down and planning your video topic. What is the title? What is the thumbnail? And what are you saying in the beginning of the video? That entire sequence blended together is video packaging. And the big shift is you got to master video packaging or else your content will get ignored. This makes me think of Ben Azadi. This is one of our Video Ranking Academy students. He's been doing it for years. Lately, his channel has just been blowing up because he's just been getting 1% better with every upload, and his channel has been all about his transformation personally, because back in 2008, he was 80 pounds overweight, unhealthy, and stuck. But he took control of his life, got metabolically healthy, and then he committed to helping others do the same. And so that's what he does on his channel. And like every smart creator, he faced a choice. He could stay stuck or pivot and master new skills. And what I mean here is he had some results, but then he plateaued. And he started to see what a lot of people are feeling. Okay, maybe views are down a little bit. How do I break through now? How has the algorithm shifted? So he could have stayed stuck when his channel plateaued, but instead he pivoted and started to master and learn new skills. And specifically, he went all in on video packaging. And so if you look at some of his recent videos, you can see he's tapping into some trends. He's tapping into some emotions. 36 dangerous foods RFK Jr. just banned. He got 3.6 million views in just 3 months. Looking at his titles, combined with these thumbnails, combined with every little detail here, this is all video packaging. And let me actually show you a cool case study that I think will be encouraging. This video he posted with no editing, no script, just filming in his car. And here's the title of the video. Give me 12 minutes and I'll save you 17 years of trying to lose weight. That's a good title. That's a great title. This actually ended up being one of his most breakout videos. His channel was plateaued. He was wondering why his channel wasn't growing. So what did he do? He doubled down and started to learn some new skills. He doubled down and started to refuse to go into cynicism, but started to go into creativity. How can I come up with fresh ideas? How can I come up with fresh titles? So one video filmed in his car with no script became his fastest growing video. And it actually got 250,000 views in 6 days. And a similar video, because I know there's a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, you want leads, sales, customers from YouTube. A similar video, one video grew his email list 27,000 subscribers. Now, if you've done email marketing at all, you're like, that's insane. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, one video. And it wasn't the complexity of the video or the production value was not the key. It was the packaging. And so here's why this title works. Give me 12 minutes and I'll save you 17 years of trying to lose weight. Time versus outcome hook. Like, that's a short time commitment for massive high value results. It's a huge contrast, 12 minutes versus 17 years. These are real powerful psychological principles. Ultra clear promise. You know exactly what the video is about. Very simple. Curiosity and urgency. Makes the viewer wonder how he could possibly deliver that much results, that much information in 12 minutes. Like, you're wasting your time if you don't watch this video. And then also like a no fluff vibe, like no fluff in terms of the editing, no script, authentic tone. And here's why this is such a cool opportunity. Yes, if you can get a good camera, that's powerful, but just having a smartphone, just shooting raw content. There's a big revival right now in vlogging, filming in your car, filming just wherever you're at. It's not about having the fanciest gear, but it's definitely about learning strategy and psychology. And so raw content works if it's packaged right. Authenticity plus strategy equals growth. And this is the shift. Views aren't dead, but they're just hidden behind the right packaging. Now, I want to cover the two other shifts and the two other strategies right now, but just a heads up, we just finished up an event called YouTube Jumpstart. It's free. And right now you can watch the limited replay. So hear me, if you're seeing this video live or you're watching the replays, there's 5 free sessions. It's really like a free, training program that's available right now. There's a link in the description, but if you go to tubejumpstart.com, I'm going live on a Saturday, shout out, coming to you from the Pacific Northwest. And it's a learn and level up weekend, in a brand new month, November. It's time to punch fear in the face, maybe push aside some entertainment, and let's dive into some education. You can watch all 5 sessions for free with a journal. Just go to tubejumpstart.com and you can get access to a private group. Our Think Media team is in there. We're supporting you. There's some other resources and stuff. tubejumpstart.com to get access to 5 free deep dive YouTube trainings like this one, and I'll help you master packaging even more. So here's the second strategic shift. Income can still be up even if views are down. So sometimes people are looking at YouTube right now mistaken. They're like, yeah, YouTube's on the decline. That's actually not true. YouTube's actually continuing to grow. YouTube's healthy, but views are more divided because there's more creators than ever before. And the pandemic views boom is over. So there was a time when everybody was locked down and they had a lot of time on their hands, but the world has shifted again, right? And people, they got holiday parties to do. They're planning things out. They're watching multiple different creators. It's not just YouTube. They're watching Love Island, but people are watching different stuff. So even if views are down, income can still be up. And so the mindset shift is it's about the right views, not necessarily more views. And it's about having a smart business model, not just relying on YouTube ads. One of the groups of individuals we help a lot is real estate agents. And what real estate agents realize is that one YouTube view could be worth thousands of dollars. So for your 2026 to be incredibly lucrative and profitable, it's about having the right business plan. And that doesn't mean you have to get your real estate license. But what does a real estate agent know? Like if I make a strategic video and it leads to somebody seeking to purchase a house, in the Seattle region where I'm at, there's a lot of expensive houses. It's real easy to spend $1 million on a house. Your commission for that could be 30 grand. How many views do you need to get the 30 grand? One view that leads to one customer, that leads to one real estate transaction could be $30,000. You're oversimplifying it, Sean. Not really. I mean, of course, you probably need a couple hundred or a couple thousand views for the one person, but it's thinking different that we're not just thinking about YouTube AdSense, even if that's where you're starting. This makes me think about Stacy Tuchel. She's one of our students and she's a business growth expert. She had a couple dance studios and then she started to teach on operations because small business owners are stressed, man. You're trying to hire, fire, P&Ls, trying to figure all this different stuff. That was her thing. Her brand's called Well-Oiled Operations. And her YouTube channel has been growing. I mean, it's been crushing. She's been following the 7-step framework that we teach. She's been going deeper, but it's not like 1 million subscribers. She's got 6,000 subs, but she did one video. And if you're here live on the chat, type the number 1 in the chat because there's something about the power of 1. You're one video away from your channel breaking out. You're one idea away from finding that lucrative business model for you. You're one relationship away from that next season of your life, your business. And so I see you. Thanks for being here live. I see the ones here in the chat. Yeah, you're one away. She did one live stream, actually. It was 55 minutes, and that live stream got 736 views. Not a lot by, viral YouTube standards. And so one YouTube live stream, but in her business, people could jump on the phone to talk to a salesperson. And she booked a call and she closed a $30,000 consulting package. And so that demonstrates the potential ROI. In fact, look at this. Why did this work? YouTube views to sales revenue is the content offer alignment. She attracted high revenue business owners ready for premium strategic solutions. People that just want to watch YouTube shorts and see funny memes and AI slop, they're not watching Stacy's content. But serious people that have business problems are watching Stacy's content, ready for premium strategic solutions. And she got $30,000 from just 736 views. The value per view is $40.76. Now, in YouTube ad revenue, if she got 700 views, her potential AdSense revenue is anywhere from 74 cents, 3/4, to $5. So you put the time into the live stream, you put the time into a video, you put the time into the content, and then you hope YouTube pays you. Maximum, she's going to make $5, but she made $30,000. Now, again, you're like, well, yeah, but she's got a business and whatnot. Well, that's how the smart creators are thinking. And of course, the really strategic entrepreneurs are thinking going into 2026 on YouTube, because that's 6,800 to 40,000 times more income per view. So it's asking, man, what is the strategic business model that I'm going to have for my channel? And this proves that even if views are down, income can be up. And there's a bunch of other insights we can learn from Stacy. She actually says this: while direct sales happen, our primary focus is brand awareness. Brand awareness. I sometimes think we underestimate the power of investing in YouTube for just how it builds trust and connection, and people get to know us. Like, building your brand is priceless. Like, if people don't know you, they can't do business with you. They've got to get to know you. When are they going to get to know you? That's brand awareness. They learn what you stand for, your values. They see that you can help them. They see you get them results in advance. They see a little bit about your personality. So she goes, while YouTube's been great building visibility, the engagement we're building is invaluable to long-term growth. Consistency is key. You know, I got a business expert friend named Marcus Sheridan, and he said this: in the next 5 to 10 years, your YouTube channel is going to be more valuable than your business and brand's website. Like, people just looking for your YouTube presence. How's your brand, by the way? Have you really refined your brand, your title, your positioning, your avatar picture, your cover image, your look, your feel, your brand awareness? What brand are you building? And one of the things that we teach inside of our program is the YouTube Bridge framework. You got views, leads, and sales. So if you're thinking from a standpoint of building an email list, are you getting the right views? That leads to the right leads. That leads to the right sales. That's how you get off the island of obscurity and being broke to prosperity on YouTube, is by fixing that bridge and making sure the whole thing is working. And so you want to figure out the business you're building, not just the content you're making, which brings us to strategic shift number 3. But by the way, you're finding this valuable, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here to the Think Media podcast channel. And let's dive into strategic shift number 3. Your personal brand is the only differentiator left. This is worth writing down. Your personal brand is the only differentiator left. With 20 million daily uploads on YouTube today, like as we just are talking in the last 30 seconds, thousands of new videos have been uploaded to YouTube. It's overwhelming. But it shouldn't lead to paralysis. It should lead to building your personal brand so you can stand out, because content is becoming commoditized. So you are the differentiator. Algorithms reward interest, but loyalty comes from your brand, your face, your voice, your values, your story. That's like the moat around your castle that keeps you from being replaced by AI clones or by copycats. And, you know, for example, this thing about personal brands is interesting, because years ago, people warned me. I had people giving me feedback when I started to talk about my faith a little bit. I started to talk about the fact I'm a Jesus follower and I'm a Bible geek and I read the Bible every day. And this is what my values are. And people said, hey, don't bring up religion, bro. It's going to hurt your channel. Don't bring up religion, bro. You're going to actually lose followers. And you know what? They were half right, because I did lose some followers and I did have some people unsubscribe. But then also the opposite happened. People realized that in a sea of sameness, where there's a lot of information out there, they started to realize, like, man, I can like resonate with Sean. Like, I can resonate with his values and the values of Think Media. And so you start realizing, like, you're not for everybody. And that's a mistake if you're trying to be for everybody, Because while some people might be like, ooh, I don't want to be a part of that, other people actually go deeper with you when you start getting fierce clarity on personal brand. And so I lost some subscribers and definitely polarized some people. In fact, I posted this video a while back, and it got 60,000 views. 3 YouTube tips from the Bible that will work from every creator. 3 YouTube tips from the Bible that will work for every creator. That's a super weird video. And it's not some gimmick. It's just who I am. Like, what do you even mean? Why would there be like tips on YouTube in the Bible? It's like, it's because I live this thing. Like, this is just who I am daily. And so it was a content idea that was a natural overflow from just who I am. And it was a one-of-one type of video. How could you make an original video on YouTube when you do it from a personal brand standpoint? When you combine who you are and those unique things about you, not because you're trying to hack trends, but because you're just being yourself and learning how to strategically package content and think about how it could become relevant. And so I didn't listen to the people that warned me. I lost some passive followers, but what I gained was deep connections, and I gained the right audience, people that resonated with me, people who leaned in, people who shared my values. And listen, what's also interesting about that is, of course, we have a ton of people follow us from different faiths, different backgrounds. They understand that, like, if you're watching this, I'm sending you massive love and respect. And this isn't like a preachy channel, but I am still going to be myself. And people respect that. I got a comment the other day that was like, even though I'm not a Christian, I love your content. I love like you just being yourself. So how can you level up your personal brand? And have you gotten clear on your values, convictions, mission, vision, and those unique things about you that can help you create uncopyable content? Because that's what a personal brand does. It doesn't just attract, it repels the wrong people, so the right ones can actually go deeper. And 70% of consumers say that they buy from brands that reflect their values. So this isn't just some like opinion of mine that, oh, you should start cranking up, your personal brand values. No, this is actually what's happening in culture right now. 70% buy because of alignment. 75% of millennials and 63% of Gen Z would change to a brand that supports a cause they care about. So you could also insert this if you're like, Sean, I'm not building a personal brand, I'm building a faceless channel, or I'm building a business. You still are building a brand. And what do you support? What do you care about? 84% of people globally report they need to share values with a brand to use it. So if you've got 100 competitors, the thing that's interesting is, have you actually realized that they're not even competitors? Because by the time you actually go deep on your personal brand, the information might be similar, but the brand values are way different. And then the information might be similar, but your personalities are going to be different because you're just different, right? We've learned that different is better than better. There's people you will not be able to compete with because, let's be honest, they are more talented, or they do have more money, or they do have a head start. So you're not going to compete with them on trying to be better than them. You're going to compete by being different and unique to yourself. And this is not easy work to do. Unpacking those principles from us, and even like that exploration of self-awareness and refining that. It's one of the things we do inside of our Video Ranking Academy program. We have a new AI tool in our Niche Finder program that helps you really unpack, not just like, what is my channel topic about, but like, how do you really get into those unique nuances about you so you can have an uncopyable content strategy and brand. And let me be clear, this isn't about putting religion or politics into every piece of content. If you're like, well, Sean, are you saying like all of a sudden my DIY, cooking channel needs to like all the talk about politics? That's not what I'm saying. What I actually am saying is that you should be true to the convictions and the things you deeply care about yourself. Like, I'm actually just so into Bible study, and I think in biblical terms that, like, the first core value of our company, we have 7 core values, is the Bible is our blueprint. And so I've discovered personally that cover to cover, there's no better business book, no better strategy book than the Bible, in addition to faith. And of course, all of the eternal weight of the Word of God is the practical aspects of it for even growing a YouTube channel. That's just me. I'm just being myself. My question for you is, it maybe isn't religion, maybe not politics. It doesn't have to be those things, but I think it should be something. Because if you avoid controversial topics or topics that your mom said, hey, never talk at the dinner table about that, you might not break through. Because what breaks through is not the vanilla content. It's content that stands for something. It's content that actually takes a stand, is willing to lose a couple followers and polarize some people away so that you can also polarize people ultimately to you. You know, during YouTube Jumpstart, the free event that you can watch the replays of, we talked about the fact that if you want to polarize people to you, meaning you want to really build a fan base, we talked about 1,000 true fans. To actually create a true fan, somebody that really resonates with you, they got to know who you are and what you stand for. And true fans, they don't just connect with people because of basic information. They connect with people because of values. That's what it just said about like consumer brands. Gen Z and millennials are like purchasing hoodies based on values. They're based on like, what does that brand stand for? And so you want to be figuring out those elements for yourself. And so let's recap what we've learned in this session. You want to master video packaging or get ignored. Your personal brand is the only thing that can't be copied, and income can still be up even if views are down. And actually, I've got a couple questions for you. Number one, what questions do you have about what's working right now on YouTube? Put 4 questions before and after. There'll be time codes and chapters. You'll be able to skip around on the replay of this video, but I'm here to answer your questions. In just a second, Melissa, our Chief Marketing Officer at Think Media, is going to be joining me and giving us some updates and announcements and helping me do the Q&A. But I also have a second question for you. Are you ready to get serious about YouTube? And do you want to go deeper and have more help and more support and more accountability to make 2026 your best year ever on YouTube? If you'd say yes, I just want to take a brief moment to tell you about a limited offer that we have, because as we're finishing up this YouTube Jumpstart event, we actually just launched some new stuff, and a lot of our community has not heard about this yet. And if you want to win on YouTube in 2026, you need to understand the real reasons most creators stay stuck is probably not what you think. A lot of people just think, okay, what's YouTube all about? Views and subscribers. I'm not getting enough views. I'm not getting enough subscribers. Help me. And I can help you do that. But here's like the iceberg underneath the surface. Why most people stay stuck is there's no clear strategy. They're chasing trends instead of building authority. They haven't mastered packaging. They're really not mastering titles, thumbnails, hooks, topics. They have no money plan, no system for income, and they don't have feedback or accountability or a community. And so we've identified all of the real problems that hold creators back, and we created something to solve it and to accelerate your success on YouTube. So just a heads up, for a limited time, you could be a part of our Video Rake Academy program. You can check this out at vrafam.com. Video Rake Academy program is our course and membership community that will help you take all of the confusion out of YouTube and turn you into a YouTube expert. But there's also a couple bonuses that we have. We have a brand new VRA toolkit. So I'm going to answer your questions in just a second, but I do want to give you a heads up. This is the exact system that 29 billion views have been generated from our students. It's called Video Ranking Academy. And YouTube can be confusing. So inside of Video Ranking Academy are all of the clarity and the answers that you've been looking for. And here's the big idea. What if 90 days from now, you had your first ranked video bringing in daily views and leads. You finally knew exactly what to post each week. You stopped guessing and you had a clear roadmap, and you were earning income even while you sleep. This program recently just hit its 9-year anniversary. So we've been continuing to update Video Ranking Academy, improving the program. This system works in every niche, every type of content. And if you want to check out this special offer, there's a link in the description. It says VRA FAM, F-A-M, stands for Video Ranking Academy Family, vrafam.com. You could click that link, and there's a bunch of FAQs on the page. You could see all the details. But for a limited time, we have a couple event bonuses as well. If you want to jump in and join Video Ranking Academy, as we're going into November to lock in the best 2 months of ending 2025 and then crush 2026. So there's some really cool exclusive bonuses inside of this program. You can go to the website to see. And one of the things I want to highlight is this niche finder program. When we talk about personal brand as the only differentiator left, this 3-hour program will transform your entire thinking, business, and perspective. But what's really cool is we just powered it up with AI. So if you just use the AI tool, in a matter of minutes, you could get fierce clarity on your personal brand, because personal brand is the only differentiator left. It's not enough to be like, I have a gardening channel. Cool. A lot of people do. But what is going to be that unique difference that you carve out? What are going to help you do that? And so that's just one aspect of a bonus in this program. And so heads up too, you actually get lifetime access to the program, even though it has membership features, meaning in 2026, 2027, and 2028, you can still be getting benefit from our coaches, our private community, the whole thing, even though it's not a membership program. We have a payment plan or a one-pay plan, but once it's paid off, there's no hidden fees. So we offer lifetime access plus a 30-day money-back guarantee. So this limited offer, you can see on screen everything you're getting here. You add up all of these individual programs, it's like a $6,000 value, but you can save over 90% off of our Video Ranking Academy program, plus the YouTube Jumpstart bonuses. And you could get in for just 97 bucks. So we've made it super affordable. That is the first payment of doing our payment plan. And to be clear, that just gives you a year to pay off the membership. And once it's paid off, you have lifetime access. And so ultimately, you go to vrafam.com to check that out. The payment plan comes out to about $3 a day. And then there's also a one-pay option where you can save even more. And then heads up, you get lifetime access to Video Ranking Academy, new trainings, new videos, all future updates, including the updates that we're making to the AI tool. So I'll tell you this last. We just added the VRA toolkit. This is a brand new AI toolkit that includes the niche finder tool, our title genius tool. We know when we said master packaging is essential to winning on YouTube right now. This title genius tool is programmed with about 5 to 7 psychological frameworks that I've discovered after investing like $250,000 in my learning over the last 10 years. And those are programmed in there. There's 40 different click triggers programmed in there. This is not just like a chat GPT thing. This is like a serious tool that we continue to improve, and you get access to those updates so that you can really dial in your packaging. There's the keyword universe builder and the channel optimization assistant as well. Like if all you got was these AI tools, this is going to help you crush November and December and give you a real edge when it comes to YouTube. And this is brand new. These aren't just random AI prompts. These are built with strategy baked in so you get real results. And then also you have a full 30-day money back guarantee. So if you're here live, shout out. It's the first of the month. I want to spin Bone Thugs and Harmony. Wake up, cash your checks, and get up, because it's the first of the month. If you're watching the replay of this, if you join this special offer before it ends, then you can, whenever you join, you have a full 30 days, whether it's 29 minutes later or 29 days later. If you just email us and say, I'm not happy, we'll refund your money. So this isn't kind of, no, it's not a high pressure sale or anything. Just wants you to know what we have to help you reach your YouTube goals. And so vrafam.com is where this special offer is. And you can see, click the link in the description, take advantage of this. And to summarize it, because you can see a lot on here, this is like, it's really like a YouTube college. And I know you're busy. And so you could take it at whatever pace you want. I know it's a busy season, but the nice thing is you have lifetime access. So you don't have to be in a rush. The whole thing is no stress, lots of peace. But to make it simple, here's really the purpose of the program. You're going to learn our 7-step system, create your first ranked video, start getting views, monetize early, scale with viral strategies, and then break free from time and money. This is all about not just making videos that get views, but videos that get the right views that earn income. And so you could choose your plan that you want at vrafam.com, either the one pay option or the monthly option, 12 payments of $97 or one payment of $997. And no coupon code is needed. That's already the lowest and best priced on the page, vrafam.com. Join Video Ranking Academy. You'll get instant access to the system. There's a workbook, instant access to the private group, and then start creating ranked videos so you can build views, leads, and income on autopilot. And so vrafam.com, check it out. You might have some questions. Happy to answer those. I'm going to answer your questions about anything in just a second. Put 4 question marks before and after your question. YouTube, what's working now? I'm here. Melissa's going to join me in a second. But I want to, but head over to this website and just check it out. Like, let me know what you're thinking about. If you have questions about the offer, what it works for, if it's right for you. Here to just clarify and educate any questions that you have. But the system works. This product is highly rated by our customers. Over 29 billion views have been generated using our Video Ranking Academy system. And so if you're serious about YouTube, now's the time. Don't wait another year to wonder what could have happened if you went all in. And of course, you could keep just looking for free information, but this is different than just YouTube videos. It's a community, it's accountability, it's a proven system, it's the right steps in the right order, it's AI tools. It's the best offer we've ever made. And so I'm excited to share that with you as well. But with that, I actually want to welcome Melissa up. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee, and she has some starred questions. And I think also she can provide some clarity too, maybe for some details about this offer and where we're at on our calendar, because there's some cool things coming up. We have a free class coming up on Monday and some other stuff. So Melissa, take it away.
Amazing. Thank you, Sean, for that quick training. Amazing. I had said, Abraham, I felt the same as there's a lot of people just being like, this is just anytime Sean goes live, anytime Sean starts to speak on YouTube, it's just pearls of wisdom. No matter if we've heard it as part of the Jumpstart for the last 3 days, you guys might have gotten already some amazing sessions from Sean, and it just doesn't stop. And so if you would like to catch up on that Jumpstart content that we've been referring to, then you can sign up at tubejumpstart.com. The link is in the description of this video. But I wanted to hit a couple quick questions just about what Sean was talking about with the course and coaching program. And then we're going to get into a Q&A. And so if you haven't done so yet and you have a burning YouTube question, drop it in the chat right now. It's really helpful if you put 4 question marks before and after your question, because it helps it just stand out. I love that Laura knows. She knows this system. So she has her 4 question marks before and after. I caught her question super fast, so we'll definitely be getting to that shortly. But again, before we do that, while we give Sean just a second to take a break, I see Living with Parkinson's said, did the Niche Finder course and it confirmed my niche, which is helping people with Parkinson and other neurological disorders manage systems, feel less alone by sharing your personal story. And I love this because I actually know I've heard you speak a little bit about it within the Jumpstart as well. And using the AI tool within Niche Finder, I believe you had mentioned was part of what helped you. Confirm that in the chat for me if that was you. But I wanted to just actually show people a little bit inside of this course because there was another question from, let's see if I can find it. I'll have a bunch of different questions in here, but somebody was asking what your next step is. Here we go. You did the Jumpstart and you got into starter kit, and then you're looking at VRA and wondering what is your best next step if you're somebody who's focusing on a good brand and niche. So that's why I wanted to bring up this Niche Finder course for just 1 second, because I think it is going to help you if you actually jump into Niche Finder first and foremost. So if I bring this up here, you can see when you jump into Video Ranking Academy with us, you'll see this little whole community here that we have built out, and it houses all of your course content, but additionally it houses our actual community. We have places where you can ask questions. We have a very robust community over on Facebook as well. So we've got lots of different resources for you, but this is where you're going to find all your course content as well as all of your resources and tools. And so when you jump into this current bundle that we have right now, it includes that Niche Finder course. So this perfectly, I think, addresses your question, Gail. That Niche Finder course is going to look something similar to this. You're going to be able to click in on this lesson that says Niche Finder AI tool, and then it's actually going to pull up a GPT for you. And this GPT, actually, I want to show it to you starting fresh. So let me like fully start fresh on this. Let's click on here, go to this link. And then it'll prompt you with this button. And all you have to do in order to start is click it. And then it's going to start prompting you with a bunch of different questions that are very fine tuned. This isn't just like going to a regular chat GPT window and putting in find my YouTube niche. These are curated based on the system that we teach and that we know works for people. And so this is curated over many, many, many different iterations with our content. And so you can go through here, answer all the questions, and it'll just continue to prompt you until you and the AI feel like you have a very fine-tuned niche, like a very fine-tuned statement of exactly the focus of your channel. So that tool I think is really helpful, but honestly, it's the course content that is going to be the most helpful for you, because that is going to give you all the concepts underneath this, which is another thing that like just going to ChatGPT isn't going to cover. It's going to be helpful, but nothing like having that full foundation of and full understanding of all of the parts of your niche. So Gail, I hope that helps with a little bit of direction. I would go right into that course and I would open up the ChatGPT and I would be starting to work through that. And then I wanted to shout out, we have Workers Fight Back Network. Congratulations on joining. And I know, Gail, you mentioned that you joined last night, just barely on time, which is amazing. So Eva said use the title tool yesterday. So actually, let me just show that as well within here is just where you can find these title tools. Tamra asked, she's already inside of VRA and was asking if these tools, I think you're referring to the tools, Tamara. Let me know if it was something else you're referring to. But if you're referring to the tools, you get lifetime access to VRA when you're part of the program. So all of these tools are actually just included for you. You just get the updates. And so if you head into your course, VRA Foundations, you'll see this whole section that we just added here called AI Tools. And it has links to our channel optimization assistant, the keyword universe tool, the title generator, AI tool. So all of that's linked up for you, Tamara. So if you're already part of VRA, anybody else who's watching, you have access to all these tools because that's just one of the benefits of getting lifetime updates to the course. All right, I think that takes care of some of just like the housekeeping questions that I wanted to make sure I answered about Video Ranking Academy. Sean, if you are ready to go, I'll throw you our first YouTube related question. If you have other VRA questions, I do have a few more start in here. I'll come right back to them in just a second. We'll let a couple of those, more of those load in. But in the private chat, Sean, I sent you somebody's channel because this is Kimberly Renee, and she has kind of a general question. She's saying, my videos are not reaching the right audience. I've been doing YouTube for about 5 months with low views, and saying maybe I should just do something different. So this is a very general question. So I figured you would need to look at her channel, which I dropped for you if you want to give her a few pointers.
Amazing. Thank you, Melissa. And this is a great question, Kimberly. We have your channel here. And first of all, I think what's really cool here is how many videos you've posted. It looks like you've been posting for 5 months. And I want to encourage everybody watching right now. In the beginning of starting YouTube, we actually really encourage you to count uploads and not views. Now, of course, we all want views, but there's something about just getting started. And so how many videos do you have here? 15. That's a great milestone. I mean, 31 subscribers, 15 videos. Starting, you're getting used to filming, editing, doing the whole process, writing titles, doing all of those things. So there's something about actually just taking a moment and celebrating your success, because most people stay stuck just consuming content. Let me challenge you, if you've been watching this too and you've been putting off posting your first video, hear me right now at this second. Post your first video. Start before you're ready. Grab your smartphone. Do what Kimberly's doing. Post some videos. In the beginning, it's about counting uploads and not views. So the momentum you have is great now, Kimberly, because you can build on this from here. My initial overview, though, is that there's a lot of work to be done. Earlier on in this training, and if you're just jumping on, watch the replay, because we talked about how you got to master packaging or get ignored. For example, 2 weeks ago, you said, let's cook beef broccoli. I'm going to be a little blunt and brutal. That's not a good title. That is not a good title. And the thumbnail itself too is also not very great. Like, so, you're doing it, but I'm just, as a coach, it's like, there's a lot of improvements that we can make on video packaging, and it's master video packaging or get ignored. I think it's understanding psychology. It's also why we've made this easy with the tools we've created, so that you can just take something like let's cook beef broccoli. In fact, let's go into the Think Media tool and just take that title itself. And for example, let's cook beef broccoli is what you're starting with. But I'm going to click create my next video. This is our programmed private, tool that we've created. What's your video about? I'm just going to say, let's cook beef broccoli. Then let's see the difference of what this will come up with other than your 4-word title. So we're looking at Kimberly's video, let's cook beef broccoli, and we're typing into this tool. And now I'm actually not sure about the full answers about this, but I'm just going to still say, yeah, it's a cooking tutorial step by step, and I'll roll with that. Okay. So the cool thing too is coming up with a good title is not enough. The title has to align with the content. Best ever title, but then the video doesn't deliver, video will still suffer and not get views. So let's look at some different titles. And Kimberly, I suggest changing your title. How to cook beef broccoli better than takeout. It's better. It's also formatted better. It's cleaner. Easy beef broccoli recipe step by step. Now, this is an SEO evergreen rankable strategy, but there's other strategies we could do that are more viral, trigger the algorithm, like the secret to perfect beef broccoli every time, or this beef broccoli recipe changes everything. And here's some more. Why my beef broccoli tastes way better than takeout. And notice that it's also going to educate you in the process of how to understand psychology. So it's telling us these triggers like transformation or credibility or curiosity or negativity, what nobody tells you about making beef broccoli. And then it even goes into some thumbnail text combinations and gives you a visual suggestion for what thumbnail could pair with these titles. So Kimberly, mainly I just want to say, great job at getting started and building momentum. I think what a lot of us need to know, this reminds me of my own journey when I started. I started, but then I quickly realized there was a skill gap. Lots of people start, but they don't close the skill gap. What are the skills? Master video packaging or get ignored, understanding titles, thumbnails, understanding viewer psychology, understanding yourself and thinking about how do you actually find unique ways to, like, if you're going to promise a secret, what is the secret? So you're digging deep to find an epiphany. You know, it's an interesting epiphany I had recently. I salt my coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker. I've been drinking coffee a long time. I spent a lot of money on like weird niche beans. And a lot of people would probably say, hey, you don't need to mess with really good beans. But I learned this: you put a little sea salt in your coffee, that'll change your life. I'm drinking my coffee black. It takes away the bitterness, and the coffee I buy it's not even bitter in and of itself. It's taking things to a whole nother level. You actually get a little bit of electrolytes there. And so I use my AeroPress. I get my beans ground up. I put some, pink Himalayan salt or some sea salt in my coffee. And I've been a fanatical coffee drinker for through 30 years. Sean, you started drinking coffee when you were 10? Yeah, I did. Maybe not. So 25 years. I don't know, 20 years. And I remember when I actually learned that secret, I was like, dude, what? Nobody told me? I'm telling you right now, if you try it. And especially the real key with putting salt in your coffee is if you go to a place where the coffee kind of sucks. Like it's like not that good, but you like good coffee, it'll transform the whole thing. Take your Starbucks coffee, just put a little salt in there, mix it up, and all of a sudden you're going to be stunned by the flavor profile. Now, maybe it's not for you, but you might as well experiment with it. So I guess my point is, on the journey of having epiphanies in your industry, your niche, and your topics, you're also becoming the type of person that's mining out true insights. And of course, there's always going to be a portion of people that understand if you like let the beef go to room temperature first so that it cooks a little, whatever. Like there's going to be some people that know, but here's my point is like, we're not click baiting here by putting words like secret in the title, unless we can drop some serious secrets. And so all of that to say is it's so great you started, but now it's about closing the skill gap. Let's get 1% better with every upload. Keep working on your channel. You're doing great. And I hope some of those suggestions helped. All right. What's the next question, Melissa?
All right. I think this one will be, it's asking specifically about VRA, but I think this is general advice that everybody needs for just being on the YouTube journey in general. So Sam the Man is asking, I have faith that VRA would be so helpful, but I'm scared that I won't stay committed. Any advice?
Yeah, I think that's actually exactly why Video Rate Kit Academy is different than any other program available. At this moment, there's 31 people that are on staff at Think Media. Now, it just shows that we're building a company that's different than a lot of individuals. There's lots of content creators out there. There's other YouTube educators. I don't know of anybody doing it like the way that we're doing it. And here's why. Because we understand. I just thought, okay, there's all kinds of courses and they have information, but information isn't the real game changer. It's exactly what you're bringing up, Sam the Man. It's accountability. And so the way we've structured our private community, the fact that we have faculty and the momentum that we've built, that we have the most incredible group of creators and entrepreneurs that are also helping each other. There's a verse in the book of Proverbs that says, as iron sharpens iron, so one friend sharpens another. That is interesting. It tells us that we need to get around other people to become sharp and level up. It also says that we should get around other people that are iron themselves. It doesn't say if you get around a soft and underdeveloped individual that you're going to level up from being around them. You want to get in the right group. You want to get in the right community. So yes, the video modules in VRA are crazy, especially when you get into VRA Masters. And yes, the AI tools will help you. But you're exactly right. It is our feelings of like, I know it's going to change my life, but what if I don't stay committed? And so the way we've structured it, that's why we have welcome calls. So as soon as you join, you schedule a welcome call. So like it will be on your calendar to get on Zoom with one of our Think Media coaches, a handful of other new members that have joined, and actually speak directly to you, hear about what it is you're going through, help you put together a plan of what videos and modules and bonuses you should watch, where they're holding your hand. And then the routines that happen every week inside of the group. One of the things we've been talking about in YouTube Jumpstart, the event we just did, is you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And that's not just the VRA system, it's the system of our community. It's really not an information product, it's an experience product. It's an experience that is going to bring you on a journey where all you got to do is just lock arms with us, and we're going to walk you to that destination of learning YouTube, of staying committed. And when you're a part of a community, it's like sometimes I think, if you fall off for a week or for a month, don't be too hard on yourself. It's not just about the next 30 days of progress. It's about the next 3 years. And that's why we give you lifetime access. So you actually have a part where you can plug in, you could take a break. I get it. You might get, a cold during the holidays. You get sick kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I just learned that like, I can't plan anything anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, I thought I was going to do that thing that coming Thursday. And then, you get a sick kid. My son this week actually split his lip open, had to get a couple stitches. Life happens. So it's okay if you pivot on the journey. The point is progress. And so I love that question. I think it's mainly about getting accountability. And that's why Video Rate Kit Academy is different. We've got faculty, we've got coaches in there, you've got support. When you just have your notifications on, meaning you're getting emails from us, you're getting text messages from us, you're plugged into the group, you are a part of an experience product that will transform your life.
Absolutely. And one of the most common things that we hear from creators is how lonely it can feel, right? And this is something that I've always felt very passionate about, is that this community of just talking to a camera, putting yourself out there online, again, can feel so lonely. And so we have built something intentionally to try to give that community, and our VRA community is so incredible, so encouraging, people that are just truly here to support one another, despite if it is it's benefiting them. So truly encouraging and supporting and uplifting. But then, Sean, there's that very practical aspect of the accountability. So yes, I love this. The VRA community is incredible. And I think if you're part of the VRA community, let us know what your experience has been in the comments as well. And Sean, I have a couple of questions, but before we get to it, I want to shout out. We have Adam saying, for finally posting your first video today. That is incredible, Adam. Congratulations. That is a huge hurdle to be overcoming. Right now, we want to thank Patchwork Laughs for a super chat. Thanks for being here, Patchwork.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll jump into a couple of VRA questions, Sean. Nickam says, how do you know what kind of VRA you have? So if you have any specific VRA questions, Sean, the URL that they would want to go to is thinkmediasupport.com. So thinkmediasupport.com is the URL to head to in order to get any of your very specific questions answered about VRA. And so if it has to do with like your account, we want to be able to like access it, log in, and help you out with that very specifically again. So make sure you head to thinkmediasupport.com. But everybody who is part of VRA has access to this new and upgraded Video Ranking Academy, because again, that's part of what comes with lifetime access is upgrades to the course. So as we make updates to the course, like we've fully incorporated AI into the course now. And at these different levels, at the niche finder level, at different parts of it. And you got all of that. So that is part, again, of what comes with lifetime access. So don't worry, Nick or Nick Kim, you have access to that updated version no matter when you purchase. We have people who've been in this course, Sean, now for almost over 8 years. We've had people in this course for 8 to 9 years, and they are still getting all of these updates. So with that, oh yes, Lorena. Oh, you guys are some of my favorite people ever. Lorena and Nori, thanks for being here in the chat. Part of our accelerator program as well. All right, and then I wanted to address this real quick from Carlina. This is regarding our Jumpstart program. So if you are in the Jumpstart and or you haven't joined yet, and you are just now hearing about it and you would like to join to get that free information that Sean taught over this last week, and then also be part of the free community, there is still time to join. We are not quite as active in the group, but we are still going to be maintaining, commenting in there and giving some coaching and feedback back. So you definitely want to do those challenges for an opportunity to get feedback from our coaches inside of that program. All right, Sean, another question for you. I think this should be like a pretty quick one from Laura is, do you want to start putting out merch and Patreon and these monetization strategies before you have a lot of subscribers, or do you need to wait?
Yeah, that's a great question, Laura. And, I think that there's kind of two approaches. I'm actually a big believer that it's really nice to have clarity on the way you're going to make money. So for you, you've identified, I want to do some merch. I want to use Patreon. There's no reason to not get set up from the start. And so, yes, this is a good quote to write down, Laura, and it's this. Your income is directly correlated to the amount of buy buttons you have on the internet. Your income will be directly correlated to the amount of buy buttons you have on the internet. So think about it. If you have 0 buy buttons and then you say, Sean, I'm struggling to make money, then I'm going to say, well, your income is correlated to the amount of buy buttons you have on the internet. Now, what's a buy button? Well, that could be the fact that you have a website that you sell a book. Someone could click and purchase the book. But it also could be the fact you have an affiliate link where somebody can click the affiliate link and you get a commission if they purchase something. Or it also could be the fact that your Patreon is set up, and big key, it's set up well and strategically and reverse engineered from your brand and the value you're going to give, so that someone actually has a place to go with a functional website, in this case, Patreon, where they can click and enter their credit card information and actually become a supporter, a patron of your channel. And same thing with merch. Like, someone can't buy the merch if you don't have a button or a link for them to click to purchase it. So setting up your online business, there's so many different ways to do it, right? And, in one of the Jumpstart sessions, which is on demand right now. So if you're watching this, this is a learn and level up weekend. If you go to tubejumpstart.com, you can watch all these free sessions. Just click here, enter your info, and you also can get access to some bonus downloads and whatnot. In session number 5, we did 5 total sessions. We talked about 20 different ways to make money, either on YouTube or with YouTube, 20. And so knowing your business plan, Laura, is important. But then the final thing I'd say is it is always going to go from influence to income to impact. Influence to income to impact. That's the framework. You got to get views, at least a few. You have to have the get views, get the right views, which can lead to income. You start making money. And this is why we've talked about this framework, because if you're going to ultimately make an impact, and that means that, of course, you're changing lives, you're entertaining people. But when I think about impact, it is eventually the opportunity to even be generous, the opportunity to not just, receive, but give. If you're going to get to that impact stage, you need money for the mission. You get it. If you want to do even more YouTube content, but you have a full-time job, at some point you might say, hey, boss, can I go to part-time? My side hustle is starting to grow a little bit. And so I'm not really ready to fully jump out. You need money for the mission. So it's focusing on mastering influence first, getting some momentum, getting views, getting subscribers, then getting your money right. And then once your money's right, making an impact also means just being able to stay in business, meaning to stay on YouTube, to have enough money for the mission so you can make the best content you want to make, keep changing lives. Cash flow is oxygen. So if you run out of money, then your mission stops moving. And so that's kind of the whole journey. And so I guess what I would say is that for a lot of us, I think it's important to have a business plan, but the mistake people make is I think they get too distracted optimizing their Patreon page, when the better energy at the start is learning the skill set of packaging, thumbnails, titles, getting views, building some momentum. And you don't need a ton of momentum. Sometimes people get distracted. They sign up for the Amazon affiliate program. Amazon pretty much approves you right away now, but then you have to make enough qualified sales before your membership will be maintained, before they lock you in. And so if you spend time and energy signing up for affiliate programs, but you don't learn how to get the right views that'll actually take action and click your affiliate links. So in conclusion, have clarity about your whole business plan, but focus on the fundamentals and doing the right steps in the right order. And I think that first step is mastering the VRA 7R system. You don't need big views to even make good money with affiliate marketing if you rank the right videos that the right people are finding that are actually ready to make a purchase, and then you create great content that they're interested in, then you can start getting those qualified sales. There's some people who struggle with affiliate marketing for years before joining Video Ranking Academy. And then within a matter of days, they go, okay, I was even getting views, but nobody was actually buying anything through my affiliate links. It's because there's a lot of missing pieces. And so you want to master influence. It leads to income, and it gives you the opportunity to ultimately make a long-term impact.
And we have Sarah, Sastrea. Okay. This person is asking about VRA, considering joining. They are going to start a channel along the lines of family vlogging. Does VRA work for family vlogs, Sean?
Yeah, Video Ranking Academy does work for family vlogs. And one of my good friends and the co-author of our book, YouTube Secrets, Benji Travis, him and his wife, Judy, have been vlogging for ever, like over a decade. He also uses a vlog strategy. Now, this is not family vlogging, but he uses a vlog strategy on his food channel. So if you've never seen Benji Travis's channel, whether that is Costco, I make pizzas for our family gathering, quick Costco trips, first time making frozen custard. And so his channel has been going crazy. You can see here, he's got his views have been going great in this last month. And he's been doing what's called like Vlogtober. We're in November now, but where he has just a very simple way of making videos, the vlog style. And so we talk all the time. And so again, it still comes back to the 7R system. Does VRA work? 100%. You start with reverse engineering. You then do your research. And so Benji's been living that, and we talk about this stuff all the time. Video Ranking Academy works in different niches. The key is still mastering the system because the expression of it is different. It's a little bit different when you express it in an entertainment format. It's a little bit different when you express it in an educational vlog format. But I think the encouraging thing here, he even did a video recently where he did no editing, but he still used an editor, meaning this. I don't know which one it was. Maybe it's this one, 36 minutes. So what he actually did was he did every single clip, dropped all the footage into his editor, and didn't trim anything. So here was the workflow. Film every clip on his camera. I'll let this load here for a second. Drop it all into the editor and press that export. So all the clips were stitched together. And so it's kind of an art form. You learn some of the scripts and things that we will help you with. But he just sort of, you could do micro edits, but it was sort of just linearly told his day, drug all the files into an editor, exported it, uploaded it onto YouTube, which is also interesting because sometimes you might sit down and try to make a masterpiece. You spend more time editing or polishing videos. But his point is like, bro, these videos are like not hard for me to make. Like I just am thinking about the packaging on the way to the Costco. I then sort of just linearly go through everything. I then edit it and get it out really quick. No editing, basically. Title it, thumbnail, and then it gives me the opportunity to publish videos in some cases almost every single day for an entire month. So there is a huge opportunity for vlogging right now, for entertainment channels, and then for education channels, business channels. VRA is a 7-step proprietary process, our 7R system, and it works in every niche. It's a way of thinking. It'll transform your entire mindset, and it is incredibly powerful. That's why it's helped our students generate over 29 billion views in all kinds of different niches and channel topics.
And if you're curious about other niches, we usually get asked about gaming channels or about kids channels, about faceless. If you have questions about any kind of niches that are compatible with VRA, essentially the answer is yes, it is compatible. But if you'd like to see examples of other niches, you can actually head to vrafam.com. And on this page, we have a bunch of different testimonials, and we have a lot of different channels that are represented on this page. So you can see as you just scroll throughout, we try to break it up because there's just so much information we could put on here. But you can see even in this section here, these are all different channels who are part of Video Ranking Academy and in all these different niches. And then as you keep going, there's more and more. So I highly recommend heading to vrafam.com because there's just so much information, and there's a countdown timer for exactly how much time you have left to get into the program. All right, Sean, Virgil asked, I heard that when you're starting a channel, you should separate long form and short form content. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, this is one of those ongoing debates. Do you post YouTube long form videos and YouTube shorts on the same channel? And there's all kinds of competing advice on this because people have had different experiences. Here's what I believe are the best practices. First, if the content is aligned, you should keep it on the same channel, meaning this. Not just aligned in the same niche, but even aligned around like the same promise. For example, on this channel, the Think Media podcast channel that you're on right now. If you're not subscribed, can you hit that subscribe button? Go ahead. Just hit the subscribe button. Why are you waiting? Why are you hesitating? You're not subscribed to the Think Media podcast? We're going to bring you more tips like this for building a profitable YouTube channel. Now, the primary content on this channel is 2 video podcasts a week, and they usually come out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And in those video podcasts, it's interviews or it's solo videos with me or with our other host, Nathan. We're helping you with YouTube tips. And then what happens out of that content, which is YouTube education, is YouTube shorts are chopped up. I'll cut those up. Sometimes I'll make original shorts, but they're still helping you with the same thing. Like they're clips or they're shorts that are, if it's an hour-long podcast, they're clips from that podcast. And I believe that content should all be on the same channel because it's very aligned. the mistake people make is sometimes they do, let me give kind of an extreme example, although this happens all the time. If you watch vertical content, you might notice, especially on Instagram, there was a trend for a while in YouTube Shorts where people would be like kind of dancing and then they'd point. It'd be like 7 things you need for a good YouTube video, but they don't say anything. There's just like a song and it's like views, thumbnails, the other thing, editing, like, and it's like a whole different approach. Again, you still might put that on the same channel, but here's the checklist of questions to ask yourself. Like, if someone sees the short and then they click on the long, will they have the same experience? Will they sort of see the same look, the same branding? Will they experience the same type of information, or is it entirely different? The reason channels get confused is the algorithm gets confused if there's not alignment. So I'm a big believer that you shouldn't even be trying to do multiple channels. I would avoid doing multiple channels, but there's a time and place to do multiple channels. And I'll end with this case study. There's a creator named Pat Flynn from Deep Pocket Monster. Good friend of mine. We have a podcast interview with him. And Deep Pocket Monster is all about Pokemon. Okay. His channel has just been crushing it. And let's look at his long form videos. Hour and 40 minutes, hour and 9 minutes, 56 minutes, an hour and 52 minutes. Pretty crazy. These are like, he'll spend a day kind of vlogging and making a mini documentary vlog, going to all kinds of card shops in a city to try to complete sets of Pokemon cards. Now, you'd think that, okay, then if he had short form content, he should keep it all on the same channel. But what he actually did was he started a separate channel called Short Pocket Monster. And this channel went absolutely crazy. In fact, if we look at it, this channel has almost 2 billion views in a short time. In fact, doing shorts only on Short Pocket Monster, he ultimately was able to generate, I think in 6 months, he got a gold play button and he made $125,000 in YouTube ad revenue just from YouTube Shorts on this channel. Now, and look, it even kind of says this estimated range, although I think that this range is a little high, vidIQ predicting it here because its short views don't pay as well. But I have it on rock solid receipts that, yeah, in 6 months, he did 125K basically in YouTube paying him from shorts views. Here's the crazy insight, but it's Pokemon. Why did he start a second channel? And what he realized was the intent of the viewer that would sit back and usually watch his longer form videos, maybe on their phone or their tablet, but even on TV. They're hour-long videos. It's a different type of viewer. And he wanted to really lock into the YouTube algorithm to have one show. It's basically a show of, do I open the pack? Should I open it or should I keep it sealed? To have one show that he posts daily. And I think he does it 5 days a week. And also, by the way, no team, no editors, nothing. Like, he started a YouTube Shorts show just by himself, and I say that too because he also is a business owner and he has a team for his company, Smart Passive Income and whatnot. But it just sort of proves that no matter how busy you are in life, if you create the right format, like a show format, in the right content format, YouTube Shorts, in a repeatable process, you can notice what he's doing. He just calls it episode. So it's like episode. In this case, he's already on episode 467. This is episode 466. He doesn't have to think too deep about it because he just keeps having a daily show. He hired somebody, wasn't even that expensive, to make him a jingle. The show, it has a little music jingle to it. Here's the point. A lot of insights there, but I'm not trying to lead to confusion. But he felt, even though you'd say, well, it's the same niche, it's Pokemon, those that kind of want this daily shorts experience on their phone and that video shows up every day to a fan base is a different suggested YouTube algorithm than the long, super long format other Pokemon show. And for him, he separated the channels. So I'll end with saying what I just broke down case study wise speaks to why it just takes more rigor and more strategy to win in today's YouTube environment. Again, this quote really stuck with me because when we had Gary Vaynerchuk speak at our Grow with Video Summit recently, which was an online virtual event, He said the current landscape of social media requires more rigor. It requires more strategy. It requires deeper thinking. Rigor is strict, thorough, and disciplined approach. What does rigor mean? It means a strict, thorough, and disciplined approach. It implies a high level of attention to detail, careful planning, and consistent effort. In other words, achieving success on social media today requires more than just posting content. It demands a strategic and a meticulous approach. So sometimes if you think about like, man, there's just all this, there's a lot of good free information out there on YouTube and whatever. Why would a program like Video Ranking Academy even exist? For a deeper, meticulous, systematic, rigorous approach to just what it takes to win on YouTube these days. And so happy to give you, whether VRA is right for you or not, I'm not ultimately even trying to push the program, just trying to suggest that the level of strategy you should be approaching your brand and how many channels you're doing or where you're posting content should probably be a lot more thorough than you think. And of course, you could go alone doing that. But the reason our company exists is everybody that's inside of our accountability group and all of that is that's what we're helping them with, is like that level of nuance and meticulous approach.
I love this because this is also me. I watch Short Pocket Monster and I don't even collect Pokemon. That is just a good testament to the strategy behind what he's doing and behind a lot of different channels that are operating off of not just, it's just quality content. When you can be charismatic and charming, but also when you just have good quality content from the shorts perspective or the long perspective, you are going to be able to attract people, even if they're not interested in Pokemon specifically. I love that, John.
You know what's funny, Melissa, too, is, maybe it's season of life. I definitely with a 3-year-old, 5-year-old running this business, taking care of my health and whatever. I'm currently not a gamer. Like, I'm not playing games. Now, I am a gamer. You know that, Melissa. Red Dead Redemption 2, Last of Us 2, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, like. And what's funny though is I watch tons of gaming content. Like so currently not even playing games, but I'll watch like Video Game Donkey, and I'll watch the IGN best games coming out, and I'll watch playthroughs, and I'll still watch StarCraft 2 tournaments and stuff. And so it's an actually interesting thing of just the culture of YouTube itself and the way the way viewerships work and whatnot. And so anyways, back to you.
Yeah, it's so true. I watch so much like renovation content for somebody who has never once actually used a single one of those tips or renovated a room in my house. So I 100% feel that. Okay, real quick, before we get into, I have another question on that I think is going to be really helpful for people just about like how long you can take a break on a channel. But before we get into that, for anybody who's currently watching right now, I wanted to make sure that you knew that we actually have a YouTube class coming up. If you want more in-depth strategy and want to get kind of more of a full picture of how to make YouTube work for you, then you'll definitely want to join our class, tubemasterclass.com. We have the Jumpstart. You can go back and watch those replays, but we also have this live class that's coming up on Monday. And that's always a great opportunity because I think when we join live, it's just we're more likely to lean in and really take in the content, but you also get to ask questions from Sean. So going to tubemasterclass.com, you can make sure that you are going to be able to join us for that class that's coming up. If you're already signed up at tubemasterclass or at tubejumpstart.com, you'll also get the notifications for it. Just make sure you're signed up somewhere so that we can send you emails and send you texts and let you know when we are offering more free training. I saw somebody asking about texting. So Gail, you said you're not getting the texts even though you submitted your phone number. If you have not getting texts or you're not getting our emails, then contact thinkmediasupport.com because we send so many free resources through those emails and through those texts that it's really quite a wealth of information. And so you want to make sure that you're getting that. Again, it's also just how we notify you when we're doing stuff like this. If you head to tubejumpstart.com, if you've never signed up before, add in your information and then that should get you on the list. But if you're having any issues, let our team know at thinkmediasupport.com. We have an amazing team here at Think Media. We have over 30 people on our team, and like 90% of that is dedicated just to like customer and community support. So make sure that you submit that ticket. Our team will get to it as soon as possible, and we'll be able to help you on like a one-to-one basis. I mean, that's something that's really unique about us, is like how much we really have staffed around these programs that we're offering. You don't just get into like a digital course and then it's just like you're on your own and it's like, cool, we did our part, we made the course and we sold it to you. That's the way a lot of digital courses work nowadays, but we actually are really focused on creating that community and that support. The course is just like a small part realistically of everything we offer. And so we are there to walk through it with you at every step of the way, which again, I think is something that is very unique about the way that Sean has structured this business. Diane said, I started VRA and it's worth it because you'll be able to focus with the support that you receive. I'm so glad that you recently were able to get like your niche down and you're able to get focused, Diane. I have a couple more just like VRA questions I want to address, or like customer questions. Soul Direction saying you started or you purchased a starter kit. Now you've enrolled in VRA. Where do you start? So I would recommend starting within just Video Ranky Academy. That starter kit is an awesome set of just like quick resources. So that's really great if you're like, hey, I don't have time to really dig deep into the program before I get to my next video. Pull out the starter kit, download all of those free resources that are inside of it and utilize those on your next video. But as soon as you're able to start going through the meat of the course and the foundation of Video Ranking Academy, Soul Direction, I think that's going to be kind of the 1-2 punch for you in that use the starter kit as well as VRA, if that makes sense. The starter kit really is, again, just like some really quick wins that should be like really impactful for your next video. Angel asked, how much does it cost to hire Think Media? Great question. Also, there's so many ways I could answer this because hire us for what specifically? We actually have a whole set of like higher level coaching programs that we have that's like above and beyond what we even do inside of Video Ranky Academy. So yes, if you would like to learn more about those higher level opportunities, viralvideocoach.com is where you want to go. You're going to fill out an application on that page, which will give us information about you and your business and your channel. We'll take that information and help direct you to the best next step for you. So if you are a part of VRA, and this can apply if you are brand new to YouTube or if you are somebody who's more of a veteran, it doesn't necessarily mean like how big your channel is. We evaluate a lot of different factors to try to fit you into the exact right place for you. So again, Video Ranky Academy is what I would recommend for anybody. It's just the foundational piece. If you want to start taking YouTube seriously, VRA, that's the foundation. But if you want to move a little bit faster and get some additional support, we have small group coaching, we have one-on-one coaching, we actually have some done for you services as well. We have something called our private client experience, which is just really incredible. And Sean, I don't know if you want to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we've never actually talked about this on the internet yet. We talked about this in Vegas recently, but if you are watching this and, you know, how do I hire Think Media? We actually have a new thing called our Think Media private client experience. It's actually a done for you experience to launch your YouTube strategy, create sales driving videos that outperform ads in just one day. Now, this is really for people that you already have a proven offer, you have a business, you're too busy to figure out YouTube, and you know it's time to be seen. And if that's you, then this was built for you. So you can see right below me on screen, viralvideocoach.com. This isn't the only thing that we have, but there's a couple different higher level programs. It includes like strategic planning with me, a one-day filming experience, either in your state, we fly to you, or you fly to our studio in Las Vegas. We've already done the prep. We guide you through structure, pro filming. We actually edit 4 to 6 authority videos for you. We do thumbnails, titles, SEO, all that kind of stuff. And so this is like just our whole team working, done with you and done for you services to really help you. Custom brand optimization. We even train teams, like maybe you want to train an assistant or you want help with hiring. We have a creative team builder blueprint, because sometimes people struggle if they want to get an editor. How do I find a good one? How do I find a local shooter? If you're a business owner, video gear, audit and tech support. So this is called our private client experience. It includes our accelerator program and stuff like that. So anyways, it's not for most people, but if any of that sounds interesting to you, I'm like, I want a one-on-one coach, or I would love to know more about that, working with Think Media directly, or even doing a one-on-one coaching with myself, Sean Cannell. If you just go to Viral Video Coach, anybody can go there. It's just an application page. It'll give you fill that out. Where are you at? What are your goals? Have you started already? Where's your channel at? Are you a business owner? All those kinds of things. So Viral Video Coach. And again, there's really nothing to buy by going to that website. That's actually our passion to understand if any of those next level services or offerings would be right for you. So viralvideocoach.com is where you can check that out.
Yeah. And again, like Sean mentioned, this is to help direct you to the best spot for you. So even if those higher level opportunities aren't quite right for you right now, again, we are very selective about those higher level opportunities, because it's a lot from our team and Sean when we do start getting into those higher levels. And so if it turns out that actually VRA is the best place for you, or you're already in a great spot and you just need to continue on the path that you're on, then we will tell you that. This is truly, again, if you know anything about us here at Think Media, our heart is to serve you the best place that we can and meet you where you're at. And so if you want to just head to viralvideocoach.com, fill out the application just to see where that takes you, then you're welcome to do that. I don't want to make anybody feel like they have to get themselves ready or get themselves prepared before you go to viralvideocoach.com. Fill it out. And again, if we're like, hey, actually head to VRA, then that might be the answer that you get. So I just recommend, it's great to fill it out, go through the quiz, and fill out the application. So that is what I would recommend for most people. We have somebody like Virgil is saying, you started a fresh account, fresh brand, new everything, signed up for VRA and excited about growing a strong brand and business. I love this so much, because one of the most common questions we get is people asking like, hey, I haven't even started yet. Should I sign up for VRA? And my answer is always yes, because that's the most exciting place to be, actually, because we get to help you build things right from the ground up. So if you have never even started a YouTube channel, or you're just thinking about this and you're like, I'm not even sure if this is right for me, Video Rank Academy can help you, because we have that niche finder tool. We have all those baseline tools. But if you're somebody who is at a little bit of a higher level, and like I mentioned, who might be a little bit more of a veteran business owner or YouTuber, then we have high level content inside of VRA as well. We have our VRA Masters program, and you get all of that when you sign up at vrafam.com. We don't hold anything back from you. We give you everything from that beginner content all the way through to that more advanced content, because again, when you get lifetime access, this is meant to grow with you. And so we give you all of it up front, and then we can help you decide where you should start. And one of the first things that happens when you join vrafam.com is you get to sign up for a welcome call with our team, and they will literally, we get on a Zoom call with you and other people who've just joined, and then we'll help you decide where you should start. And we help craft kind of like a personalized experience for you. We are, again, trying to be very high touch with this whole program. And then you're going to get into the community, and you're going to get daily reminders to be working on your channel. You're going to get weekly live shows that are giving you the freshest updates, that are giving you tips for specific niches and with specific people. So that daily and weekly content really helps you stay on track. So again, even if you're beginner all the way through a more advanced, this is built to support you at any step along the process. And then if you are somebody who is looking for that higher level content, that's amazing. You can, again, go to viralvideocoach.com to look for that higher touch coaching. But we're going to always be pointing you back to VRA. So we're always going to be getting that foundation is going to be through anything that we do. So vrafam.com is really a very safe bet for you. And we have a 30-day money back guarantee. Like, we it truly is like the safest thing you could do is to just go to vrafam.com, start getting active in that community, start getting that content. And if you are already a part of the program, I would love to hear what you think of it. I know Glassblowing said, I love VRA, great words of wisdom are shared. So it's just in this last couple minutes we have here, Sean, I just want to make sure everybody knows that that is like the next step to take if you want to join one of our programs. If you would just like to stick with some free content for now, tubejumpstart.com is the place to go. That's going to get you the replays of all of the content we just streamed live over this last week. That'll get you on the email list so that you'll get links to the class that we're teaching live this next Monday. So that really should get you kind of access to everything when you head to tubejumpstart.com. And again, that's for our folks who want to head on more of the free content route. But I was going to shout out Kimberly Renee real quick here, Sean, because she said like, okay, I get it. I need to join VRA. Okay. She knows she wants that. She's somebody you gave that channel review to at the very beginning. But she also said, I need some money. So Sean, as we kind of close out here, if anybody is thinking this as well of like, I want to join VRA, I for sure know that that's something that I need to do. You've convinced me. But I don't know about paying for it right now. What would you say to them?
Yeah, that's a great question. And there is one other person who was asking about in-person stuff. And so I think in just a second we could talk. I know we've mentioned at the end of the stream here so many different offerings we have. And so we can kind of explain some of these things. But I want to answer this question. And I think there's three things, Kimberly. I think number one, I want you to hear my heart, our team's heart. One of the reasons why we do our podcast, we give away what I feel is, some of the best or the best free information in the whole industry. Like our free content is better than most people's paid content. And so my encouragement on stage one is actually like link arms with us and go all in and make some money. Like, take what you're learning, take massive action. And a lot of people will join Video Reiki Academy, 3 months later or 6 months later, sometimes a year later. And that's totally okay. That's what we support. And that's the kind of trust we want to build with our community. And what we can't guarantee is the same bonuses or the same price or the same, even necessarily lifetime access, because as the economy changes and as we think about the costs of running our business, those details change. So it always is smart to lock in whatever offer we have now, because our prices have gone up over the years. It was crazy. VRA used to cost like 1/4 what it costs now back when we launched it in 2016. And so naturally, as it gets more powerful in AI tools and there's coaches in the community, the price has gone up. So if you're on the fence, it's always good to lock it in now. But number one, no pressure, take action. We're here. Like, really lean into our free content, but treat it with a professional mindset, not with a casual mindset. The second thing I'd tell you though, is what a lot of our students will do is they'll hustle a little bit and see that they can create money by flipping stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Like there might be some stuff that you're not using in your house, in your kitchen, in your garage, where you could come up with the investment to get into VRA. People do it all the time. They audit their credit card statement and they're like, that monthly charge, and that monthly charge. I don't really need that stuff, or I don't need it now. And so it's a disciplined approach. What I like about that is entrepreneurs think different and they act different. They invest in opportunities. They find a way to get things done. And so even though we're talking about YouTube, we also want you to have a transformational experience in your own life where you become the type of person that honestly creates money. That's what entrepreneurs do. It's different than just going to a job and getting a paycheck. Entrepreneurs create something from nothing, and that's what YouTube creators do. A video didn't even exist. You then put your creativity into it and upload it on the internet, and we're living in a world where you can make money from something that didn't exist. And so we want to become the type of people that see opportunities everywhere. And so there's probably a couple $1,000 of stuff you could flip on Facebook Marketplace in your garage. It's one way of thinking about it. Or you could hustle more. I don't know, kids, seasons and whatnot. But it's like if you diverted You maybe have your main job and you diverted a little bit of your time to, driving Uber, just as an example. It's like there's a way to think about how to growth hack your way into learning new skills. People do it all the time. They pick up maybe a side hustle so that they can invest in that skill that they want for the future. And I'm also not a big, I would not encourage anybody to go in debt. Don't get me. Like I would not encourage people to go into debt to invest in a Video Reiki Academy. But you know what business owners do? Business owners do get loans. This is just personal. This is not a prescription for anybody. But when I started my video business in 2009, I went to a website called prosper.com. I'm not endorsing them or anything, but it was like this. It was like money fast when you need it, fast, easy, and secure. This is just my story. It's ranked best in personal loans. And I got $6,000 to start up my business. And I bought a DSLR camera and a video editing PC back around 2009. And here was my personal discipline when I did that. I thought, okay, I'm waiting tables at a burger place. I know I can make 50, 80, 100, 120 bucks in tips on a Friday and a Saturday. And if the worst case scenario, this $6,000, and you don't even need that to invest in Video Reiki Academy, but like this $6,000 is not going to be fatal. I'm not taking on debt just to go buy consumer goods. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to Macy's or Nordstrom to just rack up consumables or things that aren't going to help my life. I'm investing in taking a risk. If you actually look up but it's a calculated risk. That's how entrepreneurs think. If you look up the definition of entrepreneur, and this is a big shift, it's sometimes an identity shift. And so this is the definition of an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is the process of creating and managing a new business venture, which often involves identifying an opportunity and taking on financial and personal risk and developing a product, service, or business model to create value. I don't think enough people talk about this. It's like we think we're going to start like a YouTube business and not take on any financial or personal risk. It's inherent in the definition of entrepreneurship. So sometimes we're like, man, this feels risky. Yeah, life is risky. But you know what's also risky is staying stuck in a thing that you hate and not doing something different to change your future. So I'm not prescribing any one way of doing things, but I think that it's a mindset shift. You're going to need that at every single level in business. And this might sound funny. You're like, I wish I had $10,000 problems or $50,000 problems, as the, prophet and scholar Notorious B.I.G. said, mo money, mo problems. Like what's interesting is even once you actually have like an established YouTube business, you still are taking risk. You're taking risks to go to that next level. So sometimes it's like, okay, how do I take not a fatal risk? That is foolish. You don't sacrifice or put your family at risk, but you're like, I risked how much money I just spent at Disneyland recently. You know what I mean? I bought way too many turkey legs for $38 when I could have actually taken a risk in a business venture, taken a risk. And so when it comes to needing money, you could just keep rocking with us on the free content and know that we're here for you. 2, go create some money. Facebook Marketplace, talk to a family member, partner with somebody, reallocate some of your finances, cancel some stuff on your credit card, And then number 3 is maybe even just reframe your finances as well. If you would say, I don't have access to the funds, then don't join Video Reiki Academy. Definitely don't spend money with us at all. For sure, you don't have access to the funds. But what's interesting is a lot of us actually do have access to the funds. So then what's the deeper question? If you do have access to the funds, then it's maybe still a lack of belief in Think Media. Can I alleviate those concerns? Let me know what your questions are. Oftentimes it's a lack of belief in ourselves. That's what holds us back. Like, am I going to follow through? Am I going to actually apply the program? And I guess the challenge is when are you going to finally decide to become the type of person that changes your life and doesn't stay stuck in procrastination and actually does this stuff, steps out, makes an investment, and follows through? And how can you increase the likelihood of success? By getting accountability, by actually putting some skin in the game, but locking arms with someone like Think Media and our team and having accountability in the process. That's why people hire personal trainers, because they realize I don't get in shape when I just have to motivate myself to go to the gym. But when I pay attention. Now I got skin in the game. So I'm showing up and I've got accountability that's helping me reach my goals. That's really the power of the program. And again, I say this very sensitively, because we all have different financial situations, but the principle of putting skin in the game cannot be underestimated when it comes to business. And what I mean is the principle of stepping out in faith and taking a risk is part of the game. That's not like a 1% of business owners have done that. 100% of business owners have done that. It's the emotions. Will this work? What will happen if this doesn't work? You know, what will the future? What if the economy changes? What if? 99% of people stay stuck their whole lives in asking what if questions. And what business owners have learned, though, is it's not a big deal if your business fails. That's what I think we're afraid of. Businesses fail all the time. The average successful business owner has 2.6 failed businesses. Did you know that stat? Like the time that somebody reaches success, you like ask them, it'd be like, so did you just start and the money you spent or like the video gear you bought or the education you invested in, did it just all work and it was no problems and you never had any losses and you never had any defeats? And they'd be like, what are you talking about? I had multiple defeats and failures on the way. Like successful content creators have failed more times than the unsuccessful have even tried. It's a different mindset of actually taking a level of financial and personal risk. Then, of course, you've got the opportunity that like we have a 30-day money back guarantee. So you actually have 30 days of no risk. So that's why this is a opportunity worth considering, because you're like, wait a minute, I could actually take the next 30 days. It's a good time to join November 1st. I could take this November, my whole life could change. I could take November, rocket this next 30 days. And if, you know, on November 30th, on November 29th, you know, whatever, if you join at this moment, I could email and say, I want my money back. I get 100% of the money back. That's removing risk. But I understand that success on YouTube, you know, takes longer than 30 days. It builds over time. And so those are a few thoughts as it comes to stepping out and making an investment. And then, by the way, someone asked a little while ago, do you guys do any events in person? And we actually do. We have an event called our YouTube Mastermind. We're doing 4 of these in Las Vegas next year. So you can actually go to thinkmediamastermind.com and you can essentially register for this. Not even register. I think you're going to request a ticket by filling out an application. And that's thinkmediamastermind.com. There might be a few things that we have to tweak to get that working, but that should be working soon. And so I'm excited. That actually, these are events of about 40 people, 30 to 50. And actually there is, okay. So I think we could redirect Melissa to maybe Think Media Mastermind at this exact moment. May or may not be going to that page, but the page that is up here, wait, I'm not doing the right one, but you can see it right there. So it'll have a little survey. If you'd say, I want to come and hang out with Think Media in person in 2026, thinkmediamastermind.com. Melissa will also drop the exact go.thinkmedia.com link in the chat if you want to see if and request a ticket. And that one's also an application as well, because it's a higher level event. It's a small event. It's a workshop. Our Think Media team is there. We get into circles with each other. There's a whole experience aspect to it. Super, super cool. So thinkmediamastermind.com is where we're hanging out in person. All right. We've gotten a little long. I think I could answer one more question, Melissa, and then we can land the plane.
All right. Well, first I want to say to Eva Spaceman said, VRA has been extremely helpful for growing your channel. Just arrived to record my next video. Do it to it. I'm so excited for you recording your next video. That is the the steps that we got to be taking, consistent steps we're taking. So congratulations on taking that next step. And thank you for saying that about Video Ranking Academy. Welcome, your highest light. Welcome to the VRA family. We're so excited to have you. That is it's just so exciting to have you taking that next step as well. And then Workers Fight Back Network says, I signed up for my welcome call last night. I'm excited for you to jump on that and get the clarity that'll hopefully come from that. If you haven't signed up for your welcome call yet and you just joined, don't worry. They go like continuously. We're always doing welcome calls, so you have time to do that. So welcome to everybody who has just joined. If you can't join, pay for the whole year upfront, that's totally fine. We actually have payment plans available for you. So you can lock in the payment plan. You get access to everything when you do that. So we don't hold anything back, even though you're on a payment plan, and you still get the 30-day money back guarantee. So that is basically, again, like no risk if you want to take that option. And then Sean, we'll do like one more question, and then I have like a wrap up. I just made like a clear list for anybody who's like, okay, well, now I don't know what I'm supposed to do next because there's so many different options. Don't worry, I will walk you through all of the next steps that are available to you. But here's just a really quick question that I know is very common, Sean, for a lot of people who are rethinking their niche right now. Should you delete old videos if they don't line up with your niche?
Yeah, short answer is if you are pivoting to a new niche on your channel, yes, you should delete old videos that that don't align, especially if they're getting views. So sometimes what can happen is we start a YouTube channel and maybe there's like that one old video you've posted. For some of us, we went to a Backstreet Boys concert, you know, in 2014, uploaded a 7-minute clip and like that still gets views. And then we're like, okay, I want to build on that same channel, but there's that old video. And I know this probably doesn't apply to you, but you get the point. And like still like 100 people watch that a month. I'm still getting views. But if it's not attracting individuals that would be interested in the content that you're posting now, then you have to have the courage to make that video private or unlisted and to clean up your channel so that it's aligned. Really, you know, here's an insight a lot of people don't realize. You shouldn't share your YouTube channel with your mom. You shouldn't share your YouTube channel with your friends. Like if you have a Pokemon channel and none of your friends are into Pokemon, you shouldn't be like, hey, bro, I'm starting a channel. Can you please go subscribe? Don't do that. Because if they're not going to actually keep watching it, if they're not an actual fan of your niche, then you don't want them subscribed. Chances are they might click on your video because they think it's going to help and it gets one view. They click on it, they watch it for 3 seconds and they leave. That's not helpful. That's actually showing somebody abandoning your video. What you want to do is in a way almost hustle in secret. You want the YouTube algorithm via search and suggested to get your videos in front of the right people, to build an audience up of people that are interested in the very clear channel topic that you have now. So if you have old videos in a very different niche, I wouldn't delete them because those are like artifacts that are part of your story that you may want to reference later, but I'd make them private. And then do you delete all with the music that you don't have rights to? That's not as big of a deal. A lot of times that just becomes an ad revenue split. If a video is on brand, if a video is relevant to your channel now and relevant to your niche, but it's not even a copyright strike. It's a community. It's a, shared revenue, because it's not so much that YouTube doesn't want you to use popular music. It's that it won't let you monetize that video and it gives the money to the label and to the artist instead. Now, you still might want to avoid in some cases using popular music because you want to make money and get your own ad revenue. But music itself isn't really harmful. It just won't let you monetize that video. And you're always going to be safest if you're using royalty-free music, copyright-free music. And when you think about that, that's why it's different. A community guideline strike, like if your channel gets a strike, you get 3 of those, they delete your channel. So that's if you're actually violating the community guidelines. That's different than a copyright claim because you use copyrighted material. Maybe you didn't mean to. Maybe the song was playing in the background in one of your vlogs and then YouTube caught it. But if it's on brand for you, I'd still take the views from that, because what's interesting is even if there's a copyright claim, the music is going to the rights holder, but the video is popular, it's still getting you awareness. Like people are finding you, they're clicking subscribe, they're getting views. That is not a bad thing. It's actually kind of a misunderstood strategy by some, realizing that what's more valuable? Yes, some ad revenue may be short term on your videos, but what's more valuable? Meeting someone you've never met before, meeting a subscriber that could watch 100 or 1,000 of your next videos over the next few years. So hope that brings some clarity, and really appreciate the question. And then I want to say this. Thanks, y'all, for being a part of this Saturday stream. Happy November 1st. Bone Thugs in Harmony. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. And it's going to be a great November. We're committed to you, to our community. Congratulations to people that have been joining Video Rake Academy. Thank you for being a part of the Think Media podcast community. We're committed to helping you make this the best 2 months and finish this year strong, but also to set you up for the greatest 2026 on YouTube. Is it a fierce market out there? It is. It's tough. People are reporting, they're seeing their views down. They're seeing different changes happening. But if you're just joining, watch the replay of this. Like, don't go anywhere else. Save this video, watch the replay, because we talked about personal brand as the only differentiator left, master packaging, or else your content will be invisible. But we also talked about how even if views are down, your income can be up. And that's what we're committed to helping you do. And so what they recently revealed, the latest data said that the creator economy total addressable market, like the money in the system, is going to grow 4x in the next 7 years. 4x. It's right now about a $250 billion industry, and it's going to be over $800 billion between now and 2032. So as we go, the next 7 years are going to be wild, and they're going to have new challenges, AI content. You know, one of the other shifts we noticed is that YouTube success is a moving target. It's worth writing down. In today's environment, you know, you fast forward 10 years ago and it was a little bit more predictable. Right now, it's like, man, YouTube success is a moving target. There's stuff working this month, but you got to be on your toes. So for those that are on the fence, that's also the power of being in a community where now you're not alone, not just in an emotional sense. You're not alone, that you've got multiple minds, Nathan and Kyle and Steph and Melissa and Logan and Sean, like our team. You have multiple minds in your corner, our entire community working together. So you have like this private syndicate. You have like this private group that is scanning and living YouTube as a lifestyle. People that are YouTube scientists. We just obsess and study YouTube all day, every day. So you don't have to do the heavy lifting. You're plugging into a community that'll bring you the most important, relevant information. That's why our thing is a private group, Video Rake Academy private group, where we have live streams each month and insider Q&As and channel reviews and all that stuff that happens in there. So we're committed. Next 2 months are going to be killer. We're going to finish the year strong, set up for 2026. If you want to hang out with us in Vegas in 2026, we're doing 4 smaller events. thinkmediamastermind.com. And if you're new here and just jumping on, check out the replay of this video and make sure you're subscribed, because we bring you at least 2 podcasts, video podcasts every week on Think Media Podcast, this channel, the unfiltered tips for building a profitable YouTube channel. My name is Sean Cannell, and I want to kick it to Melissa. She's got a list of things, and I'm going to go downstairs, make more coffee, get my 3-year-old and 5-year-old from my mom, Susan, who's probably by this time needing a little relief on a Saturday morning. Back to you, Melissa.
Thanks, Sean. And Sean really did cover this already, but just I'll give you one final list of next steps to go to after this video. The first thing that Sean mentioned is to just subscribe to this channel, save this video, make sure that you are here for the podcast channel. So you can subscribe here and also at Think Media. But the next step from that, if you want something that is just a little bit more structured, a little bit maybe more organized than just this YouTube content, you can get free training at tubejumpstart.com. tubejumpstart.com. You'll get access to this entire 5-part training we just did over this last week. We have an entire playlist that will go through step by step that entire training. There's also a community where our coaches are giving free feedback and coaching for like a limited time. So the tubejumpstart.com is a great place to go right now. We also have one more live training coming up on Monday. So that would be an opportunity to jump in there. Make sure you're getting our texts and our emails so that you're getting all of those notifications about those live events that are coming up. The next step would be if you want just like our foundational baseline coaching and course program, then you're going to want to go to vrafam.com. Again, that is just like our baseline, our foundational piece for everything that we do. A no risk opportunity to join this. There's 30 days money back guarantee. There's payment plans. We actually even have like afterpay and stuff linked up on there right now too. So we're just trying to make it as accessible as possible. So vrafam.com to get our foundational course and coaching program. If you are interested in something higher level, then you can go to viralvideocoach.com. We have one-on-one coaching. We have coaching with Sean. We have some done for you stuff as well. But all of that is kind of behind this application that is at viralvideocoach.com. If you're not sure if any of that is right for you, but you're just curious, then you can fill out the application, that form too, and we'll direct you to wherever the best place is for you. If you are curious about that in-person opportunity Sean mentioned, that'll be at thinkmediamastermind.com. And as just kind of a blanket, if you want to get help figuring out what is the best place for you, there's all these different opportunities. You're confused. You don't know what's happening. Go to viralvideocoach.com because we have like real live team members. This isn't AI driven or anything at this point. We have actual team members who are on the other side of that, who can get on like a Zoom call with you, who can text with you or email, and just help you figure out what is the best next step for you. So if you do nothing else, fill out the form there. So that way our team can help you. So those are all the next steps. We hope to see you somewhere else along this journey. We'd like to stay in contact with you, but mostly we want you to be a part of the community. We want to be all plugged in together, to be going on this journey together, and not doing it alone anymore. If you felt alone, no longer. Be a part of our community at some level, even if it's just subscribing to this YouTube channel. So we hope to continue to see you, continue to get to know you better. And I hope you have an awesome rest of your Saturday, whatever time zone you're in. We'll catch you on the next one.